Hi everyone, I'm hoping that you're having a great day today. Today's my turn. It's my opportunity to bring a lesson to you. Every Wednesday we're posting new videos to the Facebook page so you can meditate a little more in the Word of God, and today is my opportunity to bring something to you. I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about what to bring to you, what to study with you today. And to be completely honest, I knew that we were going to talk about the life of David because that's what we are learning in the Hispanic congregation. We've been studying the life of David for about 2 months already, and there's so much to share. There's so much to learn. But to be completely honest, I didn't know what to bring. I honestly didn't know where to start or what could be helpful for us today. I wish I could bring all of it, all of the things that we've been studying so far, but obviously we don't have the time. And to be completely honest with you too, my English is going to run out before I can tell you all the lessons that I've been teaching in the Hispanic congregation. However, I did pick three, okay, that I think are going to be very helpful. The first one, obviously, the one thing that we know about David is this battle that he had with Goliath. That's what he's known for. If you ask any kid about David, that is the one battle that they will tell you about. That's where they know him from. But before David went to battle with Goliath, there was a preparation before the battle that David had to go through, right? So that is what I want to share with you today. That's one of the lessons that I want to share with you today, because when this whole pandemic started, that's how I felt. I felt that we were fighting a giant. I felt I was feeling scared. Um, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't like the fact that we were closing the church, but I knew that it was needed at that time, that it was needed at that moment, that it was the right move to make. But I was scared, to be completely honest with you. I was really scared. So when we were facing that, I felt that I was fighting my giant. I felt like I was fighting the type of giant that comes in our life and that we had to defeat. But before David fought Goliath, he had to go through some preparations to get to that point, right? So he gets to the camp because the Philistines are on one side, the Israelites are on the other side, and when he gets there, he hears this giant Goliath attacking the Israelites, calling them all kinds of names, calling them cowards and everything that you can think of. So David finally says, "Hey, who's gonna fight this guy? Who's gonna fight this giant?" And everybody's like, "No one." Everybody's scared. Everyone was scared to fight this giant. And David finally says, "You know what? I'll fight him. I'll fight him." And the people that were close to David were like, "Are you crazy? Have you seen the size of this guy? He will destroy you in a second." But David wasn't thinking about the size of the giant. He was thinking about the size of our God. So he tells him, "Yeah, he's pretty big, but God is on our side. We can do this. I can do this." So finally someone goes and tells King Saul that David wants to fight. Saul calls him. And just so you know, there's going to be a few names that I'm probably going to mispronounce. I am so sorry, but I hope that you know who I'm talking about. So Saul calls David and he tells him, "Hey, I heard that you want to fight this giant. However, I don't think you can do it. He's a warrior. He's been fighting for so many years. Look at the size of this guy. You're young. You're inexperienced. I don't think you can do this." So David finally talks to the king and tells him, "Hey, look, I'm not new to this. I think I'm ready. I think I'm prepared for this. Just so you know, I take care of my father's flock back where we live, right? And in the past, I have killed many wild animals that try to attack our flock, right? I already killed the lion. I already killed the bear. And just like I killed the lion and just how I killed the bear, I am going to kill this giant too." So I just want you to think about this for a second. What David is actually saying is, hey, God has prepared me for this moment. He has given me other battles in the past. I had to fight a lion, I had to fight a bear, and I came victorious from both of those. So I am prepared to fight this giant as well. I am ready. So when I was going through his whole pandemic, I started thinking, and I was like, hey, well, I know what we can do. I know that we can record our lesson and maybe publish it on YouTube and put it on Facebook. And then I started thinking, hey, I feel like God was preparing me for this. I feel like I was already fighting my lion and I was already fighting my bear, preparing me for this giant, right? Because when I started recording our lessons, it was not easy. I didn't know how to do editing. I didn't know how to post on some of the social media pages that we have. But I was getting there. I was preparing myself. At that moment, I didn't know what I was preparing for. Now I know. Now I know that I had to fight my lion and I had to fight my bear before I could face my giant. And that just tells me that God puts me in those positions. God takes me through all of these things. All of these things that it might be hard for me. It might be a challenge for me. I might not feel very comfortable doing it, but He's preparing me, right? And He's been doing this with all of our lives, not just with me, with everyone. So I wanted to bring that first. That is the first thing that I want to bring. And I was talking about 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34 through 37. That is when David is telling Saul that he had fought a lion and a bear before. So he was telling Saul that God was preparing him for that battle, just like God prepares us for our battles as well. Every day we're having battles in our life. Every day we have to make decisions in our life that are not going to be easy sometimes, but we have to do them, right? So I just want you to know God is always preparing you for your battles. He's always by your side, all right? Second lesson that I want to bring to you is from 1 Samuel chapter 23, verse 1 through 4. So I'm going to read it for you, right? And I'm going to stop a little bit. I'm going to explain to you what is going on so you can understand what's happening. So on chapter 23, David is already running away from Saul. Saul wants to kill David for no reason whatsoever, but he's chasing him, right? And when he's chasing him, Saul leaves. David leaves. I'm sorry. He's running away from Saul, and he's not alone. It's about 500 men that start following him. His dad goes with him. His brothers go with him. So he's not alone, right? So on chapter 23, they're running away, and I'm just going to read this. It says, people told David, look, the Philistines are fighting against the city of Keilah. They are robbing grain from the threshing floors. David asked the Lord, should I go and fight these Philistines? So I just want you to understand this, right? I'm going to explain to you what's going on. David is running away, and somebody comes to David and tells him, hey, Keilah is in trouble. He needs help. The Philistines are attacking are attacking the city. And David comes to God, and David tells God, hey, somebody came and told me that Keilah is in trouble. What should I do? Should I go and help them out? And what do you think God is going to tell them? Do you think God's going to tell them, no, let them figure it out on their own. You do your thing. You take care of yourself. Of course not. Of course God is going to tell them, no, go and help them out. Go and help them out. So the Lord answered David, yes, go attack the Philistines. Save Keilah. Save Keilah. So I was thinking about this, right? Once again, I'm gonna tell you, David is running away. David is running for his life. He's hiding, he's running away, and somehow somebody comes to him and tells him, hey, Keilah, the city of Keilah needs your help. And David comes to God, asks for God for guidance, and God tells him, yeah, go help them. So David comes and tells his people, right, in the verse 3, but David's men said to him, look, our men are afraid here in Judah. Just think how afraid we will be if we go to Keilah, where the Philistines' army is lined up and ready for battle. So the men that are following David are telling him, don't go. We don't want to go. We're scared. You want to go help somebody else when we need our help. We need help too. You want to better somebody else's life when our life needs to be fixed, right? We're scared. So David goes and asks God one more time. He's going to go ask God. So David again asked the Lord, and the Lord answered David, go down to Keilah and I will help you defeat the Philistines. Basically, God is telling him, why are you asking me this? I already told you, go help them out. So I was thinking about this for a little bit, all right? I was meditating on this whole thing that is going on. And man, just think about that. How many of us have had a really bad day or a really bad week or a really bad month? Or let's be honest, it's 2020. We're having a really bad year. But that doesn't give us a free pass from helping others. That doesn't give us a free pass from being Christians, from doing what we are called to be, from doing what we are called to do. I'm sorry. Many of us are having a bad time, a bad day, and sometimes, somehow we take it out on others. And it's the opposite. It shouldn't be that way. Just because I'm having a bad day, that doesn't mean that I can't help others. That doesn't mean that I can't be better to others. Right? I mean, I was reading this. David running from his life, and he's still thinking about saving somebody else. Because if you ask God, if you're having a bad day, or if you're having a bad week, if you're having a bad month, and you still ask God, hey, should I help somebody else? The answer is always going to be yes. The answer is always going to be yes. Because that's what we are called to do. That's what we are called to be. So just, I'm hoping that you're meditating in this. I hope that this is speaking to you the way that it was speaking to me. Because there's so much knowledge here. Because I have failed so many times on this. Because I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad week, and I disconnect myself from everything else. I'm like, I don't have time for this. There's times when I'm having a bad day and I see a call and I'm like, I just don't want to answer because I already know what they're calling for. And I shouldn't be that way. I need to be better. I need to do better, and you do. We all need to do better. It doesn't matter if my day is dark. I was called to be the light. So be the light. Right? And the third lesson that I wanted to share with you today, that's in the same chapter, is in 1 Samuel chapter 23, verse 16 through 18. This one is just amazing. It's really good because we're talking about David, right? And David is a brave man. He's a strong man. He already killed the lion. He already killed the bear. He already killed a giant. As a matter of fact, there was a time where he killed 200 people. Just him. 200 people. And just think about that for a second, okay? So he's strong. He's brave. He's courageous. He's a man of his word. He's a really good man. He's a strong man. I don't know how else to describe David. I'm sorry, I moved the camera. So I don't know how else to describe David. He's just a good man, right? And even him being so strong and being so brave, there are days, there are times where he feels lonely. There are times where he feels helpless. I just want you to think about that for a second. Okay? When he was running away, when he was running for his life, he was not alone. The scripture said that when he ran away, his father and mother went and looked for him. His brothers went with him. And at the beginning, there was about 500 people that were following him. Later on the way, more people tag along and they become about 600. In chapter 23, I believe there's 600 of them. And somehow, he still feels lonely. He still feels helpless. He's still wondering, why is this happening to him? He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything wrong, but he feels lonely. Just like you and me, many times. You know, to be honest, there are days where I just don't want to get out of bed. There are days where I just want to cry. I don't even know why. I don't even understand why I'm feeling that way. I just do. There are days that, yes, my wife is here. I have my kids. I have my parents. I have my in-laws. I have the church, all the members. And yet I still feel lonely sometimes. Just like David did. The good thing about this is that David had someone. And that someone was Jonathan. Jonathan was his best friend. And in chapter 6, in verse 16, right there in 1 Samuel chapter 23, in verse 16, Jonathan comes to him and encourages him to have a strong faith in God. Jonathan tells David, hey, trust in God. You will become the king of Israel, and I will be the second to you. I will be second to you. So he's telling him, trust in God, trust in the process. You'll get through this, and I'll be there by your side. We all need someone in our life that can encourage us to continue, to not give up, because we all have those days. We all have those days where we feel like we want to give up. Right? So I'm here to let you know that if you're feeling that way, especially right now with everything that is going on, if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. You're not. You can do this. God is with you. And if you need more, I'm here. I'm pretty sure many of our members will be there for you as well. You are not alone. And I just want to twist it a little bit, change it a little bit. And now I'm going to let you know that there are going to be times when we're going to have to be Jonathan. When we are going to be the ones that have to reach out to somebody else. Right? Don't wait for someone to tell you that they're not feeling well. Don't wait for someone to tell you that they're feeling lonely, that they're feeling depressed. Just give them a call. Just send a text message to anybody, to whoever you want. Just send a text message and tell them, hey, I'm here for you. Hey, love you, man. Hey, if you need anything. Hey, I've been praying for you. Just let them know that you're there for them. It doesn't take much from us. If you're sending a text message, it doesn't even take a minute. But for somebody else, for that person that is receiving that message, it can change a lot. It means a lot. So we need more Jonathans in our lives. We need more Jonathans in church. Be Jonathan. Be that one person that comes to somebody else and tells them, you're not alone. David felt lonely. David felt depressed. We're going to feel the same way sometimes. But we can get through this. All right? I know there's so many things that we can talk about. There's so many messages. Those are the 3 that I wanted to share with you. I hope that they're helpful. I hope that you can learn from them just the same way that I have. And just remember, we'll get through this. If I haven't seen you at church, that's okay. We're having crazy hours. I know some of you can't go back, not yet, because of everything that is going on. Completely understand. Just want you to know, we love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon. Okay? Well, take care. Bye.